Alex. The Headhunters, by all accounts, they are an interesting pair of characters. Any funny or memorable stories about them? Now, these are the great big fat twins that look like Abdullah the Butcher, who could do moonsaults. Yeah, and they were Puerto Rican, weren't they?
Yeah, they're Puerto Rican. They're from Puerto Rico.
Give us some stories.
Well, when I was in Puerto Rico, they used them a couple of times. Huge guys. And you're amazed at how agile they are. One of the questions I had is, who taught them to work? Who taught them to wrestle? And they had an old-time referee who had a little bit of a wrestling school. I think he had something to do with it. But they had some really good moves, and one of them was that backflip off the top onto somebody. And I'm thinking, now that's where the beauty of wrestling comes in. Let me put you in this position, James. Mm-hmm. You're in there training with these 400-pound guys, and they're not real tall. They're probably more going around than they are going up. But somebody says, go and lay in the middle of the ring, and this guy is going to do a backflip and land on you. Would you do that?
My question would be, what's the payday? Is it $3 million like Goldberg? Because otherwise, no.
Yeah. But see, that's the beauty of wrestling. See, when you do a move like that, you almost take a Hippocratic oath to be a wrestler, do no harm. So when he comes off, you want to be able to get up and walk to the dressing room afterwards, take a shower and get in your car and go wherever you got to go. It takes a maximum of trust to do that. To the twins' ability, I never heard of them hurting anybody because I heard light. I never worked with them. They were light as a feather. Of course, their matches didn't go long because they didn't have the cardio to go long. But they really made a name for themselves in Japan through Victor Quinones. Oh, Victor Quinones found these guys. Through Victor Quinones and Dominican Republic. That's where and I know Dominican Republic's on everybody's mind right now. They're great wrestling. But that's where they got over the best. They wouldn't use them in Puerto Rico that much. They wouldn't use them for the company I booked, which was Victor Quinones' company. He's dead now, the IWA. And Carlos Colon never used them for the other company. So they couldn't work at home. And so they had to go away from home to get work. But I don't know them that well. They didn't speak English. I know that. And I have no stories about them other than that.
I believe, Japan and Mexico instead of Puerto Rico.
Mexico, not Dominican Republic. Mexico, I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's the story of, they very briefly were in the 96 Royal Rumble for you geeks out there like me who remember these things. And then he came back in mid-97. So this is after you left the WWF. Jim Cornette, who hadn't been seen for ages, just turns up on the Raw entranceway and says, hey, I've got a new team. And he blows a whistle, which I don't think he's ever used before or since. And then the Samoan SWAT team, or the Headhunters, whatever you call them, rush the ring to Owen and Bulldog. And as you say, they're 400 pounds each. The first thing that the Bulldog does is body slam one of them. So that was their mystique done in about 10 seconds.
That's it. And that was it?
Oh, yeah. They got let go after that. Or they may have had one more match and then they were gone again.
Yeah, well, that's what they had planned for them. Bring them in, we'll look at them, we'll use them here, but then they looked at them, and I think everybody says it will be more work getting them over than what we could get on the back end, and which is probably true. Vince doesn't like fat people. Period. You look at his whole body of work. If you see a real fat person, they used them on top against Hogan, or they didn't use them.
Or Vader. You didn't use him to the
And
best of his
Vader,
ability.
well, Vader wasn't really fat. He was just big guy.
Yokozuna, there's the
Yokozuna. And there was another guy that was light as a feather. You wouldn't expect that because he was more than 400. He was probably close to 550.